Hey, I'm Mike Janda. Thank you for jumping into this video. I'm glad you're back on the channel. In this channel, we talk about freelance and agency ownership and business of design and everything in between. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the two very most important sales questions that you can ask in your brain when you're in a sales meeting with a client. This has the possibility of changing the game for you. When I understood this, I was like, it was freaking mind-blowing to me, understanding these two questions, because it changes everything in your ability to sell your clients. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what those two questions are, and it's gonna blow your mind in the way that you sell and talk to your clients. Okay. Before we jump in, I got some free courses down in the description, and I have some paid courses, and I had coaching, and my creative community, More Creative Academy. You should check that out. Links are down below in the description. Okay, let's dig in to this video. Improve your ability to sell using these two questions. And it's pretty simple, but very profound. That's what we have. Question number one. Why should they buy the thing at all? And you're going to insert what you're trying to sell right here. So let's run this scenario. Why should they buy a website at all? Why should they buy a logo at all? Why should they buy SEO services at all? Why does their business need this thing? And you need to answer that question in the mind of your potential client in order to sell them on the service. They have to understand that. So you could look at a website. You're trying to sell a website to a client. Hey, you really need a new website. The reason you need it is because your website's dated, because times have changed, because you're not effectively capturing leads, because you're not selling your products on your site, because blah, 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 blah. Or, hey, client, you need a logo. You need a new logo because your competitors have new logos. You look dated. You are not attracting the right customers to your business, so your sales are lower than they could be. So this is the kind of mindset. You have to be able to explain this to your client. Why should they buy the thing at all? And you have to convince them that they should buy the thing. Now, convince is a tricky word. I know some people frown on that in sales. Convince them. They have to be convinced that they need to buy the thing. Now, it's not always up to you to convince them. Sometimes data, sometimes someone else, sometimes their own competitive drive, sometimes their jealousy of a competitor or whatever is enough to convince them to buy the thing. So it's not you just saying, hey, you need this, hard selling them. That's not how it is. But they have to be convinced, and you have to make an effective argument on why they should buy the thing. Sometimes clients come to you and they're ready to buy the thing. They're like, hey, I want to buy a logo. I need a new website. I want paid advertising. I need a social media presence or whatever. They already have convinced themselves that they need the thing. This question is not the tricky one. The tricky one is question number two. After they are convinced to themselves that they should buy the thing, why should they buy the thing from you? Out of all the other choices in all the world, why are you the right choice for them to buy from? And this comes down to a variety of different things. It could be your convenient choice. You're down the road from them. It could be that your price is cheaper, and so it fits inside their budget. It could be that you have a certain expertise in their industry. They're a brewery, and you specialize in breweries. There's somebody in my community, Bryant, shout out to Bryant, who focuses on the brewery industry. And he's doing great. He's having a banner year, and that's his industry. He's an expert and passionate about that industry, and that's why other breweries should hire him for their marketing, because he has that special expertise. So there are a variety of different reasons on why they should buy it from you instead of any other designer in all the world. And you got to figure out what is that thing. And it's not always the same from client to client. Sometimes you're the expensive choice and sometimes you're the cheap choice. Sometimes you have the expertise. Sometimes you have the speed of turnaround time. Sometimes you have the client relationship, and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're navigating your sales on something else. Why should they buy it from you? That's what you're digging into. So why should they buy it at all? And why should they buy it from you? Now let's look at this little decision tree right here. Let's say you have a sales meeting here at the top. And in the sales meeting, the first thing you have to do is the client has to be sold on buying the thing at all. And if they're not sold on buying the thing, then they don't buy anything. You can see on the bottom, they don't buy it at all from anyone. Or you follow that around and you discuss how the thing will benefit their business. And you discuss that and resolve concerns until they buy the thing, or they don't buy it from anyone. Now we get back down. If they are sold into buying the thing and it's a yes, then it goes over. Now you have to discuss the unique value that you bring to the project, because you have to sell the client on choosing you from all the other people. Why should they buy from you? Now, if you can sell the client on choosing you and it's a yes, then you win the project. They're convinced. You sold them. If not, the client will buy it from someone else because they're already convinced that they need to buy the thing. So they'll buy it from someone else. Or you can go back and continue to discuss the value that you bring until you resolve all the concerns from the client and they choose to purchase the thing. So those are the two big questions. It is, why should they buy it at all? And why should they buy it from you? And if you go into your sales meetings with this mindset, knowing that I have to answer question number one in the mind of my client, they have to be convinced that they need to buy the thing to benefit their business. And after they're convinced, then I need to convince them that they have to buy it from me. And again, I know people don't like the convince word. It's not that. It's not convince, but they have to be convinced. And you have to do an effective job of resolving their concerns until they are convinced. It's not you. Don't ram it down their throat and stuff. Don't fear tactic them into making the decision, blah, blah, blah. Just be a good consultant and help them see the value of buying the thing for their business and help them see the value of choosing you to do it. All right, those are the two big questions. Hope that helps you in your sales. It did me. When I started to understand this, it was a big one. It's a big paradigm. Two simple questions, big mental shift. All right, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you coming to the channel. Check out my other videos. Check out my free courses down in the description below, and hit the like button, subscribe, and drop a comment and all that stuff. Thanks so much. We'll see you again in another video in the future. See you soon.